What can I say? This is part 2 of the Mecum auto auction coverage. Let's get after it. All right, let's get things started off again. We have this classic Corvette Stingray out here. And what's great is you're going to see some cars down in this section. You know, in our previous video, there was lots of exotics, lots of absolutely pristine cars, and there's a lot out here too. But there's some cars out here that you get some really good deals on. So it's not just your hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of cars. So we have a Plymouth Satellite here, classic Trans Am with the beautiful black and gold, you know, that bandit kind of look. One of 319 Y82 SE455s. Pretty good looking Chevrolet K5 Blazer there. You know, when the Blazer was really awesome. Pretty clean engine interior. Power brakes. Those are always nice to have. Classic Oldsmobile 442. That's pretty nice. 1949 Chevrolet Custom Coupe. Got a photo bomb there, but that's okay. Now check this out. Now I'm going to go up and read the description for you all. I saw this walking in here. I've told you all this countless times. Me and my father restored a 67 Camaro together. And I see this here and I see how dirty it is. It's a 67 SSRS. I can tell you that. Just looking at it, it's got the hidden headlights. But why is it so filthy? Estimated value $90,000 to $105,000. Original window sticker, matching numbers, 396. Winters aluminum intake, 4-barrel. Okay. But then I'm just terribly confused by why it's so dirty. I just don't get it. Would never do this to a Camaro. Also, if you want to be, if you want to know how to spot a 67 versus a 68, the vent windows right here. They only made those on the 67 for the first gen. The first gen Camaros only ran from 1967 to 1969. Man. Woo. That big old Continental there. Got two of them side by side. You got this hardtop here, and you got this baby blue one. I kind of like the baby blue one because it's convertible, but that's just me. Classic Bentleys. There are two of them right here side by side. Wow. Now that is something else. Let's check out the interior of a Bentley. You know, Bentleys are nice cars, obviously, even today, but a lot of people don't know, you know, they've been around for quite a long time. Brakes very weak. That's not reassuring. Right-hand drive car, though, really neat. That's kind of cool. If you're into Bentleys or this era of cars, I mean, this is a car to have. Beautiful two-tone, this sort of blue-gray metallic and then the silver metallic that runs down the top of the car. Really stunning. And another Bentley right-hand drive. Lincoln Continental here. Big in. I mean, look how big this car is. Look how much dramatic and dynamic all of the styling is throughout. Another Lincoln Continental convertible. Let's check out that interior. There's another Lincoln. There's three Continentals all right in a row here. Pretty good looking stuff here. Very good looking stuff. Of course, you got the latest in air conditioning, the vent window. Come around here. Another Lincoln Continental. Just love that big, bold kind of, not at all subtle styling. I love it though. It screams Mecum. Gorgeous Packard. Packard 160? Is that how you say it? again, this era of cars I'm not too familiar with, but I do want to show it with you all to check it out. Now, what is this here? Is this a Lincoln as well? It is a Lincoln. The Lincoln Zephyr. Come down here now. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the first front-wheel drive cars. Now, I love the style. I love how this car looks. It's got the pop-up headlights. It's got this sort of kind of design that wraps around the whole front of the vehicle. What is this again? It's a 1936 Cord convertible Phaeton. Phaeton to the Scientology car? Relax, relax. Just making a joke. Classic Ford Bronco. Rumors that they may be bringing the Bronco back in a concept design they released. Very retro looking. I feel like it would be a futuristic version of this, literally. Classic Ford Ranchero with the clamshell hood. All right. Bed in the back. You know, these sold, well, not just, well, Ford had these in Australia, so did Chevrolet. That's why you had the Holden Commodore Ute, which we've had on our show. But people wanted to be able to take the family to church maybe, but also haul stuff. So these types of vehicles sold very well actually in Australia. And they did for a time here in America as well. Gorgeous Challenger here. Pretty good shape. Real good shape, actually. I don't want to downplay anybody's car here because it's good. Classic Oldsmobile 442, beautiful two-tone green and white convertible top, white stripe going down the middle. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I think that rapper Nelly had a bunch of them. I was a huge fan of them. Now, whether or not he has them now, that's a different story. Classic Ford Roadster, along with a 1990 Chevrolet SS 454. These were awesome. These have a special place in a lot of truck guys' hearts. These are pretty wicked vehicles. This one is in excellent condition. Classic Chevrolet. It has late model aftermarket wheels on it. A lot of guys do that. That's okay. It's, you know, it's what you make it. Come down here, classic Plymouth. Look at that, man. Got the big 340 badging on the back, and you know the unmistakable grille. 1955 Chevrolet Nomad. They built a lot of these for various purposes. I believe if you see one without the windows in the back, I might be mistaken about this, but if it didn't come with rear windows, I think it was called the Workman or something like that. It was designed for traveling salesmen, but I may be getting the name wrong on that. Classic Ford Deluxe, good looking car. I love how this part where it just kind of comes out here and it just real kind of, it looks like it wants to spear something. Good looking ride though. Fuel injected Corvette, check that out. Another Bel Air. This is a 55 as well if I'm not mistaken. Pretty good shape. Classic Stingray Corvette 427. You know what's funny is I have a model of one of these. It was silver. It was for Big A Auto Parts in New Mexico. My dad bought it for me. I believe it was a 63 with a split window. It was just a die-cast model. I still have it today. It's actually up on my shelf with all of my other geeky car guy stuff. So yeah, this is a 66. Let's get a closer look at that engine. Very clean. This thing scoots too. Of course, the classic, the 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. This is a convertible. This is the car that's timeless. Everybody loves it. This is as far as everybody I know. If you don't like this car, I don't want to know you. Wow. Look at that classic. What is this? It's a Ford. I get that. 1931 Ford Model A Golf Record. Wow. Look at that, man. That is something else. Get that good Golf gasoline. Wow, talk about like old school record. That is something else, man. And I'm having a ton of fun out here. Well, Duster. Good looking car. Buick GS with the functional hood. As you can see, air travel in from there right down into there. '65 Cobra manufacturer performance car. It's pretty wild. That's all the little rivets on the hood there. Really good looking car. Obviously excellent condition, like almost everything out here is. Come over here, we've got a modified classic Corvette. Look at the crazy over-the-top design. You know, like I said, these are designers' cars. So you've got gauges everywhere. You've got chrome. Now, this has been very much modified, though. So I wonder if it came painted black like that back in its era. But this is sort of it's a silvery color. Looks like it's got a little bit of green in it. It's definitely been modified with those aftermarket wheels. 1962 Corvette convertible. Dual carb engine. Estimated value $95,000 to $150,000. So, not a car for the working man, I guess. 1969 Torino GT Richard Petty edition in Petty blue. So obviously a pretty color that they just kind of put together. The story behind it's very funny. We've had a Petty edition Mustang on the show. I highly recommend you check that one. Look at this Dodge Dragster, 1965 Dodge Coronet Factory AFX with fiberglass body panel option. Now, if you don't know, in the 60s, and I think even a little bit in the 50s, auto manufacturers were experimenting with using fiberglass body panels. This is probably most well known with Corvettes. Kind of hard to see inside with all the sponsor stickers, but of course it's all gutted inside because it's made for racing, not for cruising around. Got your big drag tires on the back. Car's got a roll cage. Check this out.
Is it a wet?
It's a Himikuta. The Super Commando engine. Remember when I say I kill you last? I lied. So that's my really bad arms imitation. And right next to it is the 1970 Pontiac GTO, the Judge, the Ram Air 2, so it is functional. Air comes in, goes right there. Of course, it has that beautiful blue Pontiac block. Definitely a car from the 70s. When you got the Judge, it's got different color options. Now, I haven't seen one with this white with the blue or yellow stripes. I usually see it in orange with these, but they added these stripes that go down the side. Like I said, is it my favorite year of GTO? You know, it's very much a 1970s car, right? But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you like it, then you like it. If you love it, then you love it. Right? The big wing. Got the Judge on the back. Classic Ford pick 'em up truck, standard oil on it. Got that old classic flathead engine in it. Great condition. '57 Chevrolet Corvette. Thursday, no reserve. Yeah, I've never bought a car at auction. Not saying I can afford it or anything. I'm just 1970 Plymouth Cuda with factory air, which I think all of these things now increase the value of the car. But back then, like I said, anything that you added to the car would rob so much power away from the motor. At least I know with our Camaro, it was like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this. Anything that took power away, which is kind of how I would have done it back then too. These are great cars. 1970 Dodge Challenger. '63 Chevrolet Impala SS with factory air. Of course, these cars, the 1964 Impala, super, super popular with lowriders, but of the 63 gets a lot of love too. Cruising down the street in my 6'4". I can't rap it. I'm not going to do the rest of that song because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube. But beautiful. I love the rear end styling on these with the round tail lights. Just such a good looking car. We're going to take a quick look, quick gander at the interior. Really good looking car. Really good shape. Wouldn't mind having one. I like my Impalas. Beautiful green and white Corvette 427 convertible. That's pretty good looking. Wow, that's something else right there. Now, I'm looking at the car. I'm also looking at the camera, and it's showing the car as red. This is more of a hugger orange. Let me see if I can get a different angle and see if I can pull some of that orange out. Sometimes, it doesn't get that color accuracy or representation, but this is hugger orange. It looks kind of red here, but I assure you it is not. And you can see where the exhaust tips come out there. Really neat styling, just very cool. Another gorgeous, gorgeous Corvette. Now this is interesting because you come over here and you've got the hugger orange wrapped around the two-tone interior, and you've got that cream white dash. And then you come over here and you've got hugger orange wheel seats, carpeting, a little bit of trim. I wonder if that was an option, or is this something the owner just decided to do after the fact? Because it's kind of, I'm not saying it looks bad, it's just kind of an interesting color combination for a light blue car like this. Estimated value is $75,000 to $100,000. Now this is a gorgeous 427. Love this body style. This 70s Stingray right here. And these are great cars, but they don't kind of pull the same kind of money that some of the other cars do. Let's see what this is going for. Estimated for $50,000 to $75,000. It's that 427, and it's probably in excellent shape. Let's see, rebuilt drivetrain, rebuilt suspension, brakes, new gas tank, new vacuum lines, new exhaust, factory, 370 gears, Muncie 4-speed transmission, new interior. So a lot of hard work has been put into it. But it looks like this car, you can still see that it's clean. Great job. It's very drivable. The interior, or I should say the engine compartment is clean and it's great, but it's not like, one of these show cars you can't drive anywhere. You could easily pick this up and drive it and cruise around in it if you wanted to. So it's not like, oh, I got caught in the rain a little bit. It's not the end of the world. That's gorgeous. A 1932 Ford H-Boy Roadster. 5.7 power badging there. Estimated value $60,000 to $80,000. Okay. Pretty steep, but still it's a great car. 1965 Pontiac Catalina. Okay, I love my Pontiacs. I love my wide track, big body Pontiacs a lot. This comes with a 421. It's got the three, if I'm not mistaken, 3 2-barrel carburetors. Yep. Tri-Power is what it was called. Got the blue. It's got power brakes, power steering. It's got power steering. Yeah, this thing is. What does it say here? Okay, factory power steering, power brakes, bucket seats, padded dash, tinted glass, tri-power. Saw that. Air conditioning, 8-lug wheels, center console with floor shifter, sport steering wheel, PHS documented copy of punch card. And this one is estimated 50 to 75,000. Maybe it's just not as popular as other cars, but I love it. Looks like we have some of the interior. I don't know what that is there. Let's get a better look at, as you know, as much as we can. Beautiful interior though. Great looking car, black with that kind of red interior, white convertible, big boat of a car. But this is it's pretty wicked. I like this one a lot. Chrysler 300. Just a big kind of in-your-face car of its time. I really like these front ends. What I like about this one is so the the headlights are stacked, but they're at an angle. And when you look at your turn marker here, and this, notice the lines kind of it goes from here and then down over the wheel well, and then this headlight assembly has the bulge, and then it eventually levels out and kind of comes back here. And when you're done, it takes you to this, where the fin starts. You got your big 300 badge there. And you come to the back, and there it is, which I really, really love. Just really well thought out automotive design. Now check it out. You've got 2 bucket seats in the back. They probably call it something different then. Looks like you got some controls for your windows right there. This is a pretty wicked car. Look at all those buttons and the chrome and the big wheel, and like I said, just such a good looking car. Such a good looking interior. You know, is this the safest thing? Nope. But back then, man, just a different world. Look at this engine. And they were trying everything. All these manufacturers were just trying, what can we do? What can we throw in there? They were just really a really great time for coming up with new ideas and to go faster and be cooler. Plymouth Roadrunner here with the air grabber hood. There you go, some Looney Tunes action for you Looney Tune fans there. Beep, beep. 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner going for 40 to 60,000. Wow, okay. 1931 Ford Town Sedan. That's pretty wicked. Wow. You know, I don't know anything about this motor, but I'm gonna take a wild guess. It's probably not the hardest thing to work on. Estimate 25 to 35,000. That's nothing. If this is your kind of ride, you want something like this, that's kind of what I like about Mecum, is that you've got good deals to be had. So, all right, 1965 GTO. We'll go for a closer look, because you know I love my favorite GTO of all time is the 1966 65 Pontiac GTO. I will estimate 75 to 100,000. Ugh. So what will give a 65 away if you're uncertain is how the design back here, your brake lights kind of wrap around right here. 66, 67 got 2 different designs, so that's how it tips me off. I like the 66 because it's got a totally redesigned rear end with 3 pinstripe taillights on either side of the car. Very beautiful. You got this beautiful blue color, and you got this nice gold 65 here. Both these cars, hard tops, optioned differently. You know, you've got your vinyl there. The other car does not have the vinyl rooftop on it. 1956 Chevrolet 210 sedan. This car has undergone a full frame-off restoration. Estimated to go anywhere between 50 and 70,000. It's in great shape. Come over here. Woohoo! Look at this custom deluxe. Is it deluxe? So, very clean car. Definitely a lot of custom fabrication going to this one. If you want to open it, get inside of it, says lot manager has the key. 1940 Ford custom street rod, definitely custom. Estimated 65 to 80,000 with a chopped roof here, which is real popular amongst hot rodders. I like it. I think this one looks pretty good. I don't know if I would do it. I don't know if it'd be comfortable. The fabricating of the metal work, the chopping the roof and making it look that good, that's a lot of talent. Whether it's your thing or not, you got to respect the work that goes into it. This is a lot of work. And right next to it, a classic Super Sport Nova with factory air. Check that out. Estimated 50 to 60,000, 1967 Chevrolet Nova. Clean engine, clean car. And we come down here to this experimental Trans Am. Now, I've only seen this in pictures. I've never seen one in real life. And you're going to notice it right away. Look at the hatchback. This thing is wild. I've always wanted to just collect F-bodies as much as I could. The camback concept, it's 5 liter, common for the time. Estimated 45 to 60,000. That's not a lot. In excellent condition. It's got this cream white color. Interior's in outstanding condition. I love my third gens, but you see them all with cracked dashes and all this. But of course, this is a experimental car, a prototype, not something that was driven for 20 years. Let's get you a full shot. So this is an idea that they were kicking around. And ever since John DeLorean was working at Pontiac, all the way even up into the 80s, 90s, even 2000s, before they got shut down, Pontiac was always trying really neat experimental things. So they were a really interesting company to follow their history. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon for instant notifications when we go live. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That's a great car. Come over here, classic Porsche. Well, not too classic, not an old car. It looks, it's a 90s. Let's see. 1996 Porsche 911 Carrera 4S. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the black Porsche from Bad Boys, the Martin Lawrence Will Smith Bad Boys. Gorgeous purple Duster, 1970. And when I see all these modern Mopars at car shows, I like them, but I'm always saying, if you see the old ones, you see they had the same kind of purple paint jobs. They were kind of in-your-face cars, and this is no exception. This has got some minimal striping down the side, but it's got that beautiful Mopar purple color. Oh wow, that is wicked. 1954 Chevrolet convertible Roadster. What's this? This is gonna go for a chunk of change. 105 to 125,000. Got instructions to start it, pump gas twice. Our 67 is similar. You got to pump it a few times, then you fire it up. But this is pretty wild. Really good looking car. Oh wow. Classic Buick 8 Roadmaster. Really nice, well-designed rear end. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. If I have, it's been a long time and I don't remember. Let's walk around this way, get you some shots. It's a big old car. I love the chrome, how it slides down and travels back over the rear wheel. Warning, do not open the hood. Wouldn't plan it on. Good looking car though. Estimate 110 to 135,000. Interior's in pretty good shape. Very nice. Come over here, we've got a classic GTO. Is this a 64? If I'm not mistaken, am I right? It's a 64. All right. Look at that. This kind of more mellow styled GTO doesn't have the stacked headlights or anything like that. Estimated value 110 to 135,000. Okay, it's a little on the dirty side. That's okay. One of only a handful of GTO convertibles produced in 1964 with factory air conditioning and 4-speed transmission. Sold new at Van Winkle Motor Company in Dallas, Texas. It's got a pretty good condition. I like it. Like I said, 66 is my favorite year. Still a good looking car. Now remember, the 65, the rear end, the tail light assembly wraps around. The 66 has a different design, so does the 67. Fuel injected classic Corvette. This thing is in outstanding shape. I'm sure this will go for a couple bucks. And I can't get you a full shot of this classic Corvette. That is something else. 1958 Chevrolet Corvette convertible, 130 to 140,000. If you like what you see, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends. That bell icon will get you instant notifications. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Got a classic Challenger RT in great shape. This is good. Look at this. Magnum in there. This is gonna go for a chunk of change. 115 to 135,000. This thing probably cost like what, $4,000 when it was made. Of course, that's a nose time at that price range. Beautiful classic Chevrolet Impala here. A 1961. Man, I can't get enough of these cars. 1955 Bel Air convertible. American classic, without a question. Without a question. A couple of classics here, classic Corvettes. It's a 1978 Pace Car Edition. May go to 75,000 estimated. Can you imagine buying one of these new, holding on to it for decades, making sure it's well taken care of, and then coming here and getting over 100 grand for it? That's insane. Definitely a very modified Corvette. Two-tone paint job, aftermarket wheels. Those are actually, if I'm not mistaken, those are Corvette C6 in the 6th generation Grand Sport 5-spoke wheels right down here. So definitely not stock. Got the painted calipers. Estimated to go for 150 to 175,000. It's a 1967 Chevrolet Corvette Resto mod, which means it's both restoration but also modified. So they don't keep it stock. And there's a whole variety of reasons why people do that. 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429. The muscle car era, big and in your face. Got the fastback. What's this estimated to go for? $300,000 to $350,000. So start saving your pennies. This is a 68. Don't even need to look at to say that. It doesn't have the split window, and it has the square side markers there, the trim side markers. Well documented Z28 302 V8 numbers matching. So this is going to go big. What is it? Wow, only 75 to 90. Well, that's a lot of money. I shouldn't say only. I've got that in my back pocket for lunch, but Great car. I mean, I can't see myself paying that much for one of these. I mean, I have a 67 that me and my dad restored, so the sentimental value is you know, that's more important than any dollar amount to me. If you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Subscribe. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Another very custom ride here. Looks like it's floating. 1937 Ford Street Rod, estimated 120 to 160,000. Of course, a lot of custom metal work and fabrication. It's got the chopped hood. It's got the custom slick interior there, but I love the classic gauges. So definitely a lot of work went into this. And I love these fabricators that can just form, you know, steel into these new, well-rounded, smooth, beautiful designs. Look at that. Classic Oldsmobile 442 in the convertible. Now, I don't know which this color was called when you got it at Oldsmobile, but our 67 Camaro was originally this color. I think, I could be wrong about this, it was called Canary Yellow. Here it's called Saffron Yellow. I'm just wild about saffron. Don't worry, I won't sing for you guys. I don't want to lose subscribers. 1969 Z28 Camaro. Love it. Hugger orange, white stripes, classic combination. Never gets old to me. And check this out. AMC. Now, I don't know a whole lot about these cars, so we're going to go look at the sheet here. 1969 AMC Hearst Scrambler, estimated for $55,000 to $65,000, which is a pretty good deal, I think. Looks like it's a good condition. I mean, it could use a wash, but pretty outstanding. And there's just so much to see here. That concludes part 2 of the Mecum auto auction coverage. This is a great event. I'm lucky to be here, and I hope that y'all are enjoying it. Please subscribe to the channel. Check us out on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well. And guys, it is a pleasure to bring these to you, and I hope that you're enjoying them.